Hello and welcome to today's edition of Top Rated Recruiter Spotlight. My name is Adam Conrad, founder and CXO of Great Recruiters. We are the reputation management, review generation, referral generation, and the helper of all great recruiters. And today I am joined with Tempra Fields with Aequor, who is one of our Q1 2024 top rated recruiters. Tempra, congratulations on that acknowledgement. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, just to break the ice a little bit, so you don't have to brag about yourself, I'm going to do a little bit of bragging for you. Tempra here is the director of recruitment at Aequor. She has a 4.99 star rating, 100% highly recommended. And when I read these reviews, you are doing an awesome job. People are saying Tempra is very supportive, a positive recruiter. She has been a lifesaver for me. As a physical therapist, I work with Tempra to find my most recent contract. I love my contract and appreciate Tempra. And I think the last one is everything, says it all. Tempra is amazing. So kudos to you and all the hard work that you're doing out there. But before we dive in, why don't you give us a little background on yourself and on Aequor?
So I have been with Aequor for almost 6 years now. This is my very first recruiting job, so never even thought about getting into this industry prior to that. And Aequor, we used to be therapy staff. We started out just staffing, OT, PT, and speech. And then during COVID, we transitioned into all of the allied healthcare staffing. So
awesome.
Now we do everything.
And how did you fall into this career?
Randomly. I was just working a random job prior to this, and I've always been a bit of an introvert, kind of socially awkward, and just bad, communication skills all around. And so I decided the only way to get better at that is to face it head on. And so I decided I would go into a career that would basically put me front and center, have to, face those fears and speak to new people every single day. And so I came into recruiting because I've always loved the idea of being able to help someone, possibly in a positive way, change their life. So recruiting kind of called me, and I interviewed at a bunch of places, failed many times, but then finally I ended up at Aequor and been here ever since.
I love what you have to say, because one, to identify where your weaknesses and strengths are. Some people don't have that self-reflection, and then to take the step further to say, I want to get better at this. I acknowledge that I am, as you said, an introvert. So I'm going to put myself in an extrovert position. Yeah. I can tell you by reading all the reviews, you're a great communicator. So all of that hard work is paid off, and I think your travelers that you work with really appreciate it. Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about what your expertise and background is in staffing. Who are the folks that you help out the most?
I started, and I will always have a soft place for therapy, speech pathologists in particular, because that's kind of where I began my career. Mm-hmm. And then PT and OT is always going to be soft for me as well. But I do a lot of respiratory, and then just kind of, radiology, ultrasound, that realm of things. But PT, OT, and speech are definitely my soft spot.
Okay. And for somebody who's been in the industry for 6 years, I know you guys are relatively new to using Great Recruiters, and just curious, how has Great Recruiters helped you so far?
So far, it's been positive. I think I've only been on here since January, so I don't think I've gotten the full spectrum of it yet. But it's really nice to see and hear what others have to say about you. And, I live off of referrals, like figuratively and literally. And so getting that aspect out of it has been wonderful as well. And just really, it's just reading everything that, all these people that I've worked with for so long and built these relationships with. It's sweet to, see what they have to say too.
Yeah, and I mean, it validates all the hard work that you have, and we're in a industry where there's a lot of choices of who to work with, and so, when you're able to share, hey, look at this is what people think about working with me. Here's who I can help. I mean, it only
Mhm.
helps to foster that trust earlier in the relationship.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that, and it always is nice to, hear those the positive feedback. We get pats on the back, right? From management, but when it comes from the people that we're serving, it
Mhm.
just it carries so much more weight.
Yeah, it makes
And
those tough days a little bit easier.
exactly. And for being new on the platform, congratulations. I mean, you jumped in with both feet. Being named top rated is not an easy accomplishment, and you have done that. What does being named top rated recruiter mean to you?
I mean, it's a great feeling. I don't really know how to explain it. Like it feels really good to know that I've made a positive impact in those that I have worked with, and hopefully with those that I will continue to work with. I have to obviously thank all of the candidates that I've worked with who left me these reviews because I wouldn't have gotten this work without them. So,
Right.
it means a lot to me. Like it's very heartfelt, and yeah, I just love reading their testimonials and everything. Like it means the world to me. So I'm very
That's
happy.
awesome. And what do you think it means to your candidates?
Hopefully that, I can be someone they can trust, and they can, see that I've have their best interests in hand, and that I'll do my best to help them find something, and, make sure that it's something that, works for them, because at the end of the day, that's what's most important, that
Yeah.
we get what they are looking for, or at least check most of the boxes.
Right, right. And in the 6 years, I mean, oops, sorry about that. You've seen the industry kind of have its ebbs and flows.
Oh my gosh,
Uh,
so many.
what advice would you look for job seekers out there right now in this kind of new kind of environment post pandemic?
So my most important and the rule that I live by is you just have to maintain positive. Like it is all about your headspace. If you give up, then it's basically game over. And so what I do for myself, my team, and my candidates is I always try to be the positive force for them, especially when I know they're like getting down in the dumps after it's been, a couple weeks and still nothing's happened. And, it's easy to give up, but staying positive in this business is utmost importance.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
what's kept me here.
good. And let me ask you, what advice would you give your early self starting off in this industry? What advice would you give your former self as a day one recruiter?
um, just keep trying. Know that it is not going to be an easy road, and you're going to fall down multiple times. But as long as you just keep going and you have a goal in mind, I always set a goal for myself at the beginning of the year. Just keep going, and you'll get there. It's a roller coaster, but again, back to the headspace. Just stay positive and push through.
I tell you
And
that I feel anxious. I'm going to call you because you just have a very calm demeanor, which I think required sometimes.
yeah.
It can be a stressful situation, and we're talking about people's livelihoods. So I think to be
Mhm.
able to have a cool, calm, and collective demeanor, focused on positivity, it's no doubt why your candidates love working with you. Um, well, I really appreciate you joining, and I again congratulate you on the hard work that you put in. I think the short time that you've been on the platform, you've done a wonderful job. People love working with you, and just keep using that, and share that with everybody that you talk to. Let that be the
Yeah.
intro of, you don't have to brag about yourself. Let your great recruiters page do it for you. Let your candidates do it for you. But I really appreciate coming on. And once again, congratulations on being Q1 top rated recruiter, and just wish you all the best here in 2024.
Thank you so much, Adam. I appreciate it.
Yep, my pleasure.